Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great day. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. So I'm about to hit the Jeep back up to the trailer and go drop off the Driftfox at Overkill Performance so they can try and figure out some more cooling issues before the events on July 9th and July 10th. We're probably gonna have to just put a rear mounted radiator. I'm gonna have them heat wrap the headers and just some shit in here to try and keep it cooler, because I don't know if you guys saw, but in the video, these things, all this piping got glowing red hot. So we'll try and fix the cooling issue. And then this wheel, a lot of people were saying that this wheel was wobbling. I think it's because of the spacer that we have on there, because of the wide body kit. We got a couple spacers, but it could be the axle as well. So we'll check that out. Maybe replace the axle if it is bent. If not, then we'll just find a new spacer, just slap that on and be good to go. But yeah, let's hook up the Jeep and get going. That should be good. Now that I'm all sweating, got this thing loaded up, let's go. And we are here. All right. Pulled it off the trailer, let it run for a minute, and then we're gonna park it. Sheriff right there. So we do really need a damn steering wheel. So hit us up. We need a sponsor.
Pinpointed exactly, but I mean, it's gotta be.
It kind of seems like it's coming from
under
here.
Yeah.
What's with this belt?
Ooh, it's coming off again.
There was a little bit of a belt squeak too.
Oh my gosh! Well, look here. It's not even on. It's on the alternator.
Holy shit!
Yeah, look at that. Look.
Damn.
Yeah, they ended up going the route of spacing out the pulley rather than the. It looks like I spaced out too much.
Huh.
Because I was gonna go the route of just putting the sit farther forward.
Well, even this pulley, it's got a chunk missing.
Yeah.
It was like that.
It was.
Yeah.
I had a picture of it before.
I mean, this it doesn't really matter.
Well, we'll definitely have to go back to the drawing board, pull that pulley back in. I think we went a little too far forward with that one, so it lasted though, right?
it did what it was supposed to.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, you could do again a couple things. You could go radiator relocation.
Yeah, because what everyone does is they throw the radiator in the rear. They'll cut all this shit out. They'll have a fucking air duct that goes right to the radiator.
No, absolutely. You
Yeah.
take this window out and just run an air duct in there. Or I mean, even just run ducts up from the bottom into the
Yeah.
from up here.
I mean, people even go from the fucking hood.
Yeah.
They'll do a scoop
You can get as
inside.
creative as you want. That's the
Yeah.
best part. That's the best part about a drift car.
Whatever works.
Ask the boss, Josh, though, right?
Yeah, for real, it's his call at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, you know what the temps are getting to?
One time it got to 250. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna turn around. I'll be back for you, baby. I'll be back. Yeah, just dropped off the whip. Now we're about to go down to shop number 2 and then maybe take a look at my Hellcat motor. Let's go. You get here. That looks familiar. Got a lot going on in here. Track Hawks with big nitrous. The Huracan, aka Slade, in for the twin turbo treatment. This is getting twin turbo real soon. What's going on, Josh?
It's in one piece.
I did do one thing though. I scratched that rim.
You did what?
I scratched that rim
How did you do that?
for loading it on the trailer.
Oh. Should have said you were tanning with somebody.
Yeah, you know, I was super close and I rubbed this door. Nah, I fucked up. But it's not terrible, you know. Just
Fire.
But yeah, we'll have to figure out what's going on. Power steering fluid. Yeah, for real. I'm definitely not a professional tow man.
Yeah, I mean, it's every pass out is going to be determining the weakness and I think the main step is making sure, seeing how hot this runs, because this setup can run with coolant. So the idea is not, because keeping it simplistic, and it's not like running for long term, so we want to be able to just do an oil only setup. But if we have to keep the temps down and run coolant, then we'll do what we have to do. But we shouldn't have to. It definitely looked pretty good in the dominant pit.
It was cool. It got hot for sure, but
I mean, you were doing some long sessions though. You were out there for a while, looked like.
yeah.
Ish.
I feel like it shouldn't have got as hot as fast, maybe.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be something to look at. Wrapping these pipes, ceramic coating the pipes, keeping the heat out of here. The radiator itself is definitely it's a way better radiator setup than what was in there. But then again, before, all we were doing was donut pits.
Yeah.
And definitely not to the degree that it was now, and not making the power it does now.
Yeah.
So I think the next step is figuring coolant, or not coolant, but airflow, because we have a giant radiator now, or sorry, a giant intercooler, and you top that off with the front setup, bigger turbos, better radiator, but if it's being blocked, then that might be one of the issues. So if we do some ducting, especially since we have the front bumper on,
do something that shoots the air to the sides around.
You got this whole front end. We can do like I said, we just put it on, so we could do the holes in the front bumper, cut underneath the lip, and then doing some actual ducting so that the air funnels itself directly to the radiator.
Yeah.
Because right now, the intercooler, which sits lower, is getting plenty of airflow, but then the radiator, which sits up here, really isn't getting any airflow from this area here, right?
A lot of people do drill holes.
Exactly, which is what we would do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna definitely have that. We'll have that done.
We need some little mesh guards for the turbos, just for rubber and shit getting in there.
Yeah, we want to have some turbo guards. We'll see what we could do time frame wise. With the holidays coming up, that's gonna mess with our time.
Yeah, for sure.
But we'll see what we can do. Other than that, you have fun.
Hell yeah. It was fun as fuck.
That's
Flames coming out of every direction.
I was telling y'all.
Dope.
That's why when you said, that the dragon's breath, man, up to the sides, it's gonna give us a show. We'll dig into it a little bit, and that's the thing, is we only have so much time till the next event, so
yeah, I gotta pick it up on the 8th.
Yeah, all the issues won't be fixed before the next one, 100%. But that's a donut pit more than a drift series.
Both
right?
of them are. Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's going to be a matter of getting some type of ducting for the radiator. We'll get the holes here for the bumper. We'll try and get the turbo guards in that time frame. It looks like a lot of that fluid might be coming from the cap on the power steering. We'll check in on the alignment, make sure the alignment for the belt and everything's where it needs to be. Change that belt out, maybe go with a HD belt. And then, Zeke was saying too that the belt might need a little bit more tension, and that'll keep the belt from walking.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys can see, but is coming up on there, and then more so on the alternator.
Yeah, so we'll make sure that tension is where it needs to be. Carry a spare belt with you.
Yeah.
You might have to be a mechanic out there.
Uh-oh.
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 See, you're used to being out there with a brand new Hellcat.
Yeah.
You know, and we definitely made you a little soft. You just show up and just, let me change my tires. All the other guys are out there rebuilding their cars after laps.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to be, though. You know, that's how it's supposed to be.
In a fun world, that's how it's supposed to be. So
Yeah.
you know, it'll get there. You know, you're still able to have fun. You know, you're at least able to go out there and do most of what you wanted to do before the track got oiled down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely want to wrap the lower.
So would you just headers only, or all this?
I'm definitely not wrapping the headers.
Yeah.
I don't believe in wrapping headers. If anything, you know, shout out to somebody who wants to be able to ceramic coat the headers.
I'm gonna hit up SR Garage, see if he wants to do it.
Yeah, if he wants to ceramic coat those, that'll give us some definitely reduce the heat underneath here. There's not going to be a lot of heat underneath the hood, just basically because we don't have the hood on at all.
Yeah.
But definitely where we have the piping for the turbos, the up pipes.
Okay.
Are close to the radiator. We want to keep that nice and cool. We can wrap that if we can't get it. I wouldn't even want to bother trying to get those pipes done before the event. Hit them up maybe and see.
Okay.
But that time frame just,
Yeah.
it's not really practical. I don't like stressing people out the way you like to stress us out. So, maybe after the next event, but we can wrap that pipe before that event. That'll at least show us, you know, each event we'll see more and more what it's going to do.
Yeah, just keep chipping away at this and that and this and that.
You know, and eventually, like we said, if we do have to do a rear-mounted radiator setup, we can. It's just going to be down.
Yeah, it's going to take time.
It's going to take a lot of time to do something like that. But I definitely feel like there's no direct airflow for the radiator, so we can work on that, because that's really all it is making sure that the air is going where we want it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we can do holes here in the front. Like some holes in the front, building some type of like a rubber or thin aluminum for like an air dam, and just have it so that all the airflow that does come in here doesn't just go over the engine. It all
catches and goes down.
So that's something that we can do, and have it set so it funnels it straight from here. It keeps all the airflow that goes back all through the radiator.
Yeah.
That'll be something. I'll have Marcus Stackhouse.
Stackhouse Fabrications. He'll
Yeah,
whip something up easily.
Definitely whip something up. I'll get with him and kind of direct him in a good way to kind of. Yeah, that'll work. What do you think, Z?
Maybe like a custom hole in the front bumper.
Yeah.
It needs more air in the front.
It needs way more air in the front. Especially with it being just because it's just a standard LX front bumper.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like what you were saying before, the radiator from OEM sits a lot higher.
Yeah.
So it gets air from those little two grills up there.
Yeah, right now
That's not even good.
the intercooler, that intercooler is like a 1,200, 1,500 horsepower intercooler, so it's super thick.
Yeah.
So that's
It takes a
blocking the
minute.
radiator.
Yeah.
And so if airflow that is coming in here is just washing over everything, we're not going to get anything from that. So
Or what about another fan too in the front of it?
a front
Right.
fan.
It's not a bad idea.
Just to simplify it.
It's a possibility. I mean, before we didn't have the room,
Oh.
but I mean, there's plenty of room between.
Yeah, I could just relocate this cooler
Or do dual fans in the back and put that one up front?
Well, that fan is specifically made as
A rear?
cooler fan.
Okay.
But, I mean, there's, just looking at it, there's plenty of stuff we could do.
Yeah.
Do a dual fan setup in the back with like a fan. Like, there's no fan shroud, you know, so it's a directly mounted fan. So if we're able to do a fan shroud in the rear part, and then do ducting towards the front with openings in the front bumper, I think that'd probably get rid of the issues. And then, ironically, with the hood on there, I'm gonna have Zeke do some cleanup for the opening, and then we'll get the hood pin set up. I don't know if that'll be done before next weekend.
I think we should be able to.
Yeah.
Because the hood's pretty much all kind of fabbed up with Marcus for the exhaust or the
Yeah, because he sent me, he cut out the middle and stuff already. He just,
Well, the middle's cut out, but we're gonna pretty it up next.
yeah, put the aluminum and shit around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
phase 3. So we'll get the hood. We'll get some thin sheet metal and start fabricating. I mean, we can make our own fan shroud.
Yeah.
Be nice if we had like a metal brake. The biggest thing I see is gonna be with the exit for the coolant. Probably need to do something at 90s. See that? Because we're definitely not going to be able to put a fan shroud with the line going like that. So we can 90 it this way, go around this piping. But of course, 90ing it puts it right by all the heat. So if we actually probably 90 it straight down, that's what we'll do. So I'll get with Marcus. We'll do a 90 degree down that way. So it'll 90 away from this pipe, like angle it this way. So 90 it down there, then come back over, do like a 45 from the radiator. Do that, then do a actual fan shroud, because if you do a shroud, it'll keep the airflow directed at it.
As you can hear, Driftfox starting up in the background, but we are out of here. Pretty much gave you guys a full rundown on what we're gonna do to try and fix all of the issues. Drill some holes in the front bumper, more fans, you know, do some little things here and there, but we're just trying to figure out all the kinks to this car. Like I said, before we went to Sonoma, it was just a test day, trying to figure out what we need to do to the car, what needs to be done, but we're figuring it out. But I'll be back to pick it up in a few days, 7 days exactly, and then we'll go to Tone's event on the 9th and then Irwindale on the 10th. So make sure you guys pull up to those events. But yeah, make sure you guys pull up to those events and come say what's up. They're gonna be crazy. But yeah, well, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.